Well, holy Christmas pony, the Masters of Disasters return!
Wow, might as well end this before it starts.
I figured I'd give you a bit of the old show there, man. How you
Uh,
feeling today?
really? That wasn't from the old show.
Well, the Masters of Disaster, a little bit of, wow, to really suck you in. So when you rewatch this video, whoever you are, thank you for rewatching, you go, wow, I'm in.
Yeah, that's a headline that gets you going.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Right? What do they tell you in radio world? That you have 8 seconds to get somebody hooked. So, wowie kazowie.
Wow.
Like, they go, fuck.
I guess we do better than some are doing in Rochester.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's a real slippery slope. I'll tell you that. It's the Rizzo and Jeff show, and the show brought to you by our good friends at Upstate Pro Wrestling. We got everything working, so I'm gonna wait for a few people to get on. Then I have INF.
Yes.
And our good, but we got the Infy. And his commercial now. Couple things coming up on the show. We're going to talk about Dion in the NFL. We're going to talk about porno accountability, fruitcakes, revenge on somebody's dead mom, and I'd like to maybe start with the Teddy update, the bloody sphincter. What's been happening?
Yeah, Teddy's good. We had a little scare. As you get older, I guess these things happen. Just a little scare. I noticed a little blood in the stool.
Okay.
Which is something that concerned me, but he went today.
Okay.
He had normal bowel movements today, and he took a finger up the butt.
He took the finger?
The lube, the glove on. He knew what was coming too.
Yeah.
The thermometer came first, so he got double penetrated. So the thermometer comes first, and then the glove with the lube, and then went in, checked it out. All is kosher as we speak.
And I will say this before we go any further. I yesterday maybe got a little carried away. I don't know kind of how it got there, where it got there, but we've gotten a lot of comments and reaction, and even the first couple comments are flatulence this and this, that, and the third. We're talking about the health of Teddy, and of course it just so happens that it had to do with his ass.
Yeah.
But that's not intentional. It was just Teddy's doing okay, your dog.
Yeah, he's fine.
But yesterday it got crazy.
Yeah, yesterday just a flatulent conversation came undone. And look, those things happen. It probably would have happened on the show. Let's be honest.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I spent a few minutes after we wrapped up at the Foul Air Factory.
And
it was an interesting place, and I will just say that it was kind of fucked up, right? Some of the stuff that's going on, what people do in front of cameras.
Yeah.
People are into some stuff.
Well, look, I think the pandemic really forced it along because, you had to be creative on the OnlyFans if you wanted to make money. It's, if you're either a hot chick or a good-looking guy or you got to fart in a cup.
Let's talk about, now fart in a cup. Let's talk about hot chicks, though, real quick. Hot chicks. Did you hear about this teacher? I'm going to pull up a picture of her. The teacher in Missouri who got fired for having an OnlyFans, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hot, right?
Yes.
I'd bang her. Here's the thing, though. She's made $1 million in 6 months. Is she hot enough to legitimately, look at her. Her nose, she's got big jugs, but she's not that hot.
Well, I think if the story didn't wind up going viral, out of Missouri there, if it didn't wind up going viral, then it probably would have never happened for her that way. So, not that she's bad looking by any stretch.
She's not. I want to actually find more pictures of her because I just am trying to figure out, like, Cash Me Outside chick. Like, she made $1 million in a day. But, realistically, this OnlyFans thing, there might be something to it. An ex-teacher. Okay, so let's go to images here. They got to have tons of images of her. Okay.
See, she's got the school teacher look. I guess that's that looks like when she was in high school.
Yeah, okay, so let's see the bra. Okay, so it's a video.
Some of these they're better pictures than the one that was in the story.
I'll be honest with you, though. Even this one, okay, so it's not, they're leaking videos on Twitter. I mean, again, she's got cute, like, small, and I'm not a huge tit guy. These are cute, maybe B cup boobs here. Right, I don't know. I just $1 million. It came out today that now let's look at the back door here.
Yeah,
this is a good back door. She's got a good quality back door. Yeah. Okay. But she's not $1 million. Does that make sense?
Well, she is now.
What's up, Van Adder?
She is now, just because it's your not cup of tea, she's a millionaire. And the story, I'm sure, helped out.
So you without the story, is she hot enough? Like, because I'm trying to find a semi-naughty picture. Is she hot enough without that story going?
I think she would do okay. Would she do $1 million okay? Probably not.
But then again, you ask yourself, the Cash Me Outside girl, she's not. I mean, she's, again, this Brianna Kopich.
Well, here's the deal. She did $1 million in 6 months, right?
Yeah, she did.
Now you gotta stand strong. But if you have the survivors, she's gonna do well. She's going to be fine.
I'll tell you what, man. You want to give me $1 million, I'd buy a radio station that I'm sure, a company I'm familiar with would like to sell us.
Yeah.
And we could take care of it.
Climate. You could keep radio stations.
Yeah, that's true. I just buy Rizzo and Jeff FM, and I would dick off.
Yeah.
All day long. That's what I really would.
And you know what? It'd probably win because it's different than everything else that's going on. So
it would. And I would, I would call it, I'd call it the door, DOR. Like, I'd try to buy WDOR, and it would be Dick Off Radio.
I like that.
You like, right? Like, just Dick Off Radio.
You're on top of your game.
I'm on top of the game. Yeah. I'm ready. From farts to all that to, I do have a special sound coming up. But for our friend, INF Stewart. This video brought to you by our good friends at Upstate Pro Wrestling. We're going to be talking about Dion in the NFL, porno accountability, revenge on a dead mom, and some fruitcakes. But first, Upstate Pro Wrestling 11/11, Jeff. It's a cage match, all cages, brother, and it's almost sold out. Mikey said, I have tickets if you want them. No, you know what? You sell them, brother, because when you fuck with us, you sell out.
Yeah, look, all cages. This is the one you kind of wait for all year. For me, for me, it's like in the WWE, it's like the Royal Rumble, right? That's the one I wait for every year. This one for them, all cages. Come on.
Also, I got Hulk Hogan audio that will scare the living shit out of you. Don't go anywhere. But this, I know. I'll tell you what. We'll do the Hulk Hogan audio next.
You've seen a wrestling event this past October 13th at Brawl at the Mall Live. Well, the story continues Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Marketplace Mall. Upstate Pro Wrestling presents Locked Up. Every match will be held inside of a steel cage, where some feuds have to come to an end while others are just beginning. UPW Locked Up Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Flower City Wrestling Academy, Marketplace Mall. Entrance $7, $20 general admission seats, $25 front row, $30 balcony seats. Come experience hand-to-hand and feet-to-body combat that'll leave you wanting more. Tickets available at UpstateProWrestling.com. UPW Locked Up. We are Upstate.
Locked Up.
UpstateProWrestling.com.
UpstateProWrestling.com. $20 tickets, $25 front row, $30 on the balcony. I said on the balcony.
Seats are sweet. Yeah, I like those.
That's the way to go, and they don't.
And probably with the cage, that's probably the best view for this.
Oh, totally, 100%. Yeah, 100%. So, shout out to them. Now, you said, and we'll switch up a bit. I have Hulk Hogan audio. I'm going to turn because I don't want you to see. Because if you read the title, you'll get it. Hold on. You want this Hulk Hogan audio.
Okay.
Okay, now I have audio about the Hulkster that's really freaking people out. Okay? All right, here we go. Okay.
I've hung out with Hulk Hogan.
Okay, you know Mean Gene?
Sure.
All right, so Hulkamaniac and Mean Gene, they did an interview. People are going fucking crazy.
We're technical talk, Kevin. Oh, wow, it's no first.
Ja, nou af, mother of this. See what you're doing. Get out of the mouth, no how. See it, you don't miss the needle. Yes, and the deal is out here. Split up. He's you see him and do. Even though I'm not getting up. Her the Roman is got loose to the near stop. And then he knows he will be about now. But I this knees name this my son.
Does that sound like Hulk Hogan and Mean Gene are summoning a demon?
Well, he always got so intense in the interviews and stuff. Like, the veins were about to pop out back then.
That might have been the Coke.
Could have been.
Could have been.
Could have been. Well,
Yeah.
he says, he didn't mess around too much with
Okay.
stuff, but we know he's lying.
Oh, yeah.
So, summoning the demon.
Yeah.
It does sound like it, for sure.
And see, to me, it's amazing to see these wrestlers, and again, your boy who got fucking booted. What was his name? Arn? Got fired.
Double A
got
left.
fucking fired.
Double A left on his own. All
right.
That's what you do when you're a legend.
They told
you go
him,
when you
they
want.
said, take your stinky butthole and get out of this wrestling ring.
Listen, that thing on Arn smells like potpourri. Okay?
Oh, get out of here.
So you leave it.
Arn's
not into farts.
All
right?
Okay, listen, Arn's back door probably smells like a dirty balloon
All right.
knot,
Listen,
okay?
You leave Double A out of this.
Let me tell you something. Adam Sandler's in Rochester tonight. For those of you who are watching that are fans from Rochester, that's awesome. Well, I'll get to that. For those of you who are not, he is in town.
Okay.
Adam Sandler, whether you're watching Detroit or Indiana or Traverse City or wherever, Adam Sandler's in town tonight. 1,500 Fozzies to get on the fucking ground. Are you in on 1,500 Fozzies?
No, not now.
No way.
Not now.
No way.
Not now. Years ago,
Gilmore days?
Yeah, probably that. Probably then.
Yeah.
When I was making money.
When we made money, yeah.
Back then. Now, but now, no. I don't think so. He's a bit of a shell.
Yeah, now and again, make sure you're liking and sharing this video. Thank you to our friends at Upstate Pro Wrestling, upstateprowrestling.com. Everything in a steel cage. We got our boy INF, or INF as we like to call him. We got his, chickadee, rickety cool ass commercial coming.
He turns it around quick, and he does a great job.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. But Adam Sandler's coming to town, and I'm thinking to myself, who is his equivalent, and what would I pay? I saw Red, I believe it's WHAM, Wham,
okay.
13 Wham, where Big Dick Don is, said that they had people on the east side paying 1,500 Fozzies to sit down. He's in the middle. Now, for those of you familiar with Blue Cross Arena, the stage is set up, okay, for Adam anyway. The stage is set up as a square in the middle of Blue Cross Arena.
Like a wrestling ring.
Like a wrestling ring, very much like we just saw. And all the seats are filled, almost completely sold out. People were paying $1,500 to be on the floor near Adam Sandler. Is it worth it? What would you pay?
He's probably a $500 boy at this point. 1,500 is a tough go for Adam Sandler.
I'd go 500 on Chappelle.
Yeah, I might go a little more on Chappelle.
Would you go more on Chappelle?
I'd probably go a little more on Chappelle, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you. And I know this is a Wheeze guy. Maybe you got him, maybe you didn't. Kinnison. You in, you out?
I guess that was just his buddy. Kinnison, I never, I'm sure he was a cool guy. But, I never got too much Kinnison.
So let me ask you, what do you think about if I said a Ralphie May ticket coming to Blue Cross Arena, $250? You know Ralphie?
To see that fat pig?
To see that fat pig.
Are you kidding me? Yes, I am.
Are you?
Yeah, I would do $250 to see his
for the big fat. Really?
Well, he didn't make it, but I would. I'd pay the $250 to see him.
All right, let me throw this lesbian at you. All right, I'm a big lesbo comedian.
Yeah,
guy.
you do. You like a Poundstone. You like
Who's the lady that always talks about the Lampanellis?
I like Lampanelli.
I like Lampanelli. But
the problem with Lampanelli, there's a problem with Lampanelli.
Yeah.
She lost the weight.
She did lose the weight. She's not funny when she's not fat.
Right, she lost the weight, so it doesn't work out.
500 for Carlin. Why? Because he had the 7 naughty words, shit, conk, motherfucker, sucker, whatever.
Yeah, I might go Carlin.
Okay. Let me throw a lesbian comedian who I spent a couple hundred Fozzies to see. Adam Sandler in town tonight, $1,500 to sit on the floor to be next to him as he sings about his friend Chris Farley. Tig Notaro.
I don't. Didn't we go over this person on the show before?
We did. Tig
Isn't
Notaro.
she like that Ellen lookalike or whatever it is? Am I right?
This is Tig Notaro. Let's pull up
Who was
Tig.
On the Ellen
this
show?
is Tig.
Yeah.
All right. Mafilde.
Yeah.
Tig. O'Callahan, Notaro, stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Radio contributor known for her deadpan comedy.
Yeah.
I
ain't spending a tig old biddy to go see Tig. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, it's just
fucking big on Tig.
All right, it ain't happening.
They say that Notaro is one of the best stand-ups, like Pryor and Chappelle.
I don't got time. Look, but it's all going to be a singular focus with the Tig.
Lesbian,
right?
Lesbian,
which is okay. You can make plenty of good lesbian jokes, but if your whole thing is centered around it,
could you make the argument that Ralphie May is all fat? It was his whole fucking act, just like Gabriel Iglesias.
No, that's fluffy. That wasn't. No, that's not him. He would just get straight up like white, black. He would do a lot of different things, Ralphie May, if you watch some stuff.
Talking about Adam Sandler, who for some reason is in Rochester. Lord, if anyone knows Adam, they could send him this. Get out of here.
Yeah.
$1,500 to sit on the floor.
Yeah. Somebody screwed up the travel plan.
Yeah. What do you think about Dick Pryor? I know he's dead, lit himself on fire after cocaine.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, I might. But I wasn't. At that time, it's kind of hard.
Okay, Eddie Murphy.
I would see
Raw.
Yes.
1982. Yes. You had the money. Would you pay?
Yes.
Me too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Again, shout out to our friends at Upstate Pro Wrestling. Make sure you're liking and sharing this video. A lot of people watch it afterwards, but I got a couple questions I'd like to answer regarding comedians and comedians. Kelsey Grammer to the Kodak. What you paying? Oh, and modern. All right, so hold on. I'll answer Kelsey first. If I had to give my Yeezy collection up to see Kelsey, I'd do it.
To see him do what?
Sing, tell stories, tell jokes, be himself.
What jokes does he have? He's not funny.
Do you think that we are better than Kelsey?
Yes, I do.
I'll get the fuck out.
I think that.
Well, we couldn't hold a candle to that guy.
Yesterday's fart conversation was better than most of his, Frasier career.
How much would you pay to see Kelsey Grammer? You could. I almost said 222-9500. How much would you pay to see Kelsey Grammer? Put it below. Kim says $1. Now here's the modern day Cosby. This is tough.
Cosby now faking being blind.
Faking being blind.
Just for sympathy after he roofied and raped.
After he roofied and raped, knowing full well he got away with it. Sure. Modern Cos. He's at the Blue Cross Arena.
Because they locked him up in Philly where he's from, and it wasn't going to work out.
You don't lock Cosby up in Philly.
Right.
He was up in Port Richmond by Kensington. What the fuck was that?
I know. Yeah, I'll go see Cos. It's got to be now.
Okay.
But he's got to tell some stories.
Okay.
He can't just get up there and mumble Jello.
Okay. I'm with you. I wasn't like the pudding pop. Right. No. What's up, Sue? How you doing? Thank you. Make sure you share the video, everybody. We need your help. I never got his humor. However, humor me this. I would pay if he would be willing to talk about his sexual dalliances in the 70s, which means the statute of limitations.
The 80s.
Well, the statute of limitations has to be up.
Yeah.
So I think the statute of limitations is 40 years. So what's it say? So 84 and before. So if he tells me about his sexual dalliances from 84 and before, I'm in.
Didn't he say that he was going to go on tour again? Or I think he was just making.
There is no way.
I'm telling you,
there is no way. Hold on, Bill.
I thought he had mentioned that when he first got out.
Bill Cosby plans a comedy tour in 2023,
which never wound up happening.
Hold up.
Yeah.
The controversial comedian did an interview right around last Christmas. He walked out of jail. When I come out of this, I feel as though I'll be able to perform and be the Bill my audience knows. You rapist! Well, what do you mean?
Well, you're running out of time here. You got a few more months, Bill.
He's dying
before the new year.
He's dying.
What an ornery SOB.
I gotta do. You know what though? But don't. I mean, don't lie. You'd see him.
I would probably go see him. Yeah.
O.J. Cosby face-to-face on stage 1,500, no question. I'll borrow, beg, steal, and sell drugs.
Just
100%.
Just talking their lives.
Just talking about life.
And taking questions from the audience.
Yep.
Okay.
1,500, no fucking problem. I'd steal it. Yeah. I don't even care what. I'd rob a store. I
almost had OJ. It might be one of the biggest losses of our career that we didn't pull it off.
It's interesting that you say that because I've been reflecting a lot on our career because we're trying so hard to kind of figure out our next step. And thanks to, all of you guys and the people who have supported us, like our friends at Upstate Pro Wrestling, we're still in the game. We're still there. We're still making money. The Pizzas, a lot of other places as well. But I'd like to address that OJ thing because I feel like I let not only you down, but I heard back from Ron after we got let go.
You kept that from me.
I kept something regarding O.J. Simpson from Jeff. Do me a favor. We'll talk about it after the break. Make sure you share this video. Tell people to watch. You'll understand why. Thank you to Upstate Pro Wrestling.
You've seen our wrestling event this past October 13th at Brawl at the Mall 5. Well, the story continues Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Marketplace Mall. Upstate Pro Wrestling presents Locked Up, where every match will be held inside of a steel cage, where some feuds have to come to an end while others are just beginning. UPW Locked Up Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Flower City Wrestling Academy, Marketplace Mall. Entrance 7, $20 general admission seats, $25 front row, $30 balcony seats. Come experience hand-to-hand and feet-to-body combat that'll leave you wanting more. Tickets available at UpstateProWrestling.com. UPW Locked Up. We are Upstate. UpstateProWrestling.com.
That's when the guys feel that pain on Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah. UpstateProWrestling.com. $20 general admission. Not many left. $30 balcony. That's the way to see it. And, of course, $25 front row. So, Jeff meant, we were talking before the break, Adam Sandler's in Rochester. People are paying $1,500 to see him. I think it's too much.
All right, but I could get it. Okay. I get it.
Yes.
But it still seems a little high. But I get it if you have the money to do it. I get it, but it still seems high.
So then somebody said, Cosby, would you see him? I'd say, fuck yes. O.J. Cosby discussion, $1,500, no questions asked. Mm-hmm. I'd steal. And in the state of New York, thanks to bail reform, okay, you voted, not me. Bail reform, okay, we could go steal $999 from one store, $999 from another store, and have $1,998 and not be arrested for larceny. So we could actually do that. As long as it was under 1,000.
I know. We had a cop that told us that.
A cop?
And he said, we said, look, they're like stealing from the pet store in Walgreens. He goes,
what the fuck?
He goes, there's nothing. What's the point? What's the point of me going? Well, I'm going to arrest them, do paperwork, what? They can't, there's nothing you could do. They'll get away with it.
Well, here's the crazy part. So you could and again, but you could walk into a jewelry store.
And steal a $900 watch.
A $900 gold chain or watch. And just walk the fuck away.
Right.
I've never heard of anything so
obscene. Have you seen San Francisco?
Well,
everybody's leaving.
I've never, well, you know what? And again, I don't like to get political, but maybe Nancy should hang it up. Maybe it's time to give her the literal and figurative hammer. Yeah. All right, she needs to just sit down. Yeah. Her and Mr. Pelosi.
Yeah, Mr. Pelosi.
Mr. Pelosi. Okay. Now
his lover hit him with a hammer.
Look, it's ridiculous, but yes, that's where we're at. So we're at this O.J. Cosby thingamabob, and then I said to Jeff, there's a man by the name of Ronald Daniels. Ronald Daniels, is OJ's, what would you say?
Handler in a sense, yeah.
Right-hand man.
Handles all the business aspect of things. I guess when it comes to, maybe taking interviews, things of that nature.
So, and this is interesting, every single day Lowe's is posting suspect photos. So basically, you go to Lowe's, what's expensive that you could easily say, okay, lawnmower. Go get a push lawnmower.
Yeah, but if I
roll the fuck out with it, it's $400.
But if I walk out with like a big, saw, they get expensive, really quickly, and lots of things do.
Power tools. You could just walk into stores and steal shit,
and then you could easily hawk power tools for sure. I could go down to a work site and just go, hey, you want to buy this?
You know what? That's it. Power tools, air compressors, lumber, all under $1,000. All a quick, easy steal. All how we would afford our larceny to go. It wouldn't be larceny because we'd have to keep it under. Like we'd have to do the prices.
Oh, we could do a day of and still make it to the show.
You know what? I bet you if we got up at 9 in the morning and I stole an air compressor, you stole a $900 power tool. We got arrested. We would get out, pawn the shit, and still make it to the show and hang out in time.
Yep.
Lifted lumber daily. Now, okay, this is the one thing I will say.
Did you, Mike?
How do you steal lumber?
You walk in, you load the lumber onto one of the carts, and you walk out the door.
Yeah, okay, but then you have to put it on your car.
There's 80-year-olds that work at the checkout. You ever been to like a Lowe's or something?
It's been a while. Okay. I used to go to Home Depot with the sausage cart.
Okay.
I like that place.
I did a lot of Lowe's because, my mom was, flipping and selling some houses there. And we would go in there all the time. And I would say to her, I'm like, we could just walk out with this. I've said it to her. The people are 100 working at the front here. So they would never know.
Would you fight them?
I don't know if I'd fight them. I mean, if it got rough and tumble, I'd probably leave the 2x4.
Here's the thing. You got the thing full of lumber. You're on a mission. Okay? There's a 77-year-old man. He's bald. He's thin. He's by himself.
You distract. I walk out.
How do I distract? Pull my penis out?
No, I don't know why you have to do that. That's what'll get you locked up for a few days.
Yes, you're right. You cannot pull your penis, but you can steal.
Right. But you would just ask him a question or show him your phone like this, one of those natures, and then I roll out with the lumber.
But then how would you load it without them catching you?
Because you're out. They don't know.
Yeah,
they can't move fast enough. You got to move quick. There's got to be more than, one person, two people.
So I guess before we get to the two things that I really wanted to talk about, to put it all up, I think, and I didn't tell you this, Ron Daniels hit me up, and he said OJ would like to come on to your show for the preseason to give his preseason Bills predictions. I didn't tell you that. Because I do know that of all the things that you've accomplished, that I've accomplished both together and separately in our careers, that you look at that as probably our biggest and most monumental failure as radio show hosts.
Well, yes, it was. And I felt that we were coming so close.
Oh,
we were teasing it on the radio. Some people wanted to kill us. Others were into it, but that's all it was about. That's fine. It invoked, a lot of emotion out of people, and that's kind of the game.
And when it's not there,
right? And it seemed to work.
Yeah.
And everybody was excited about it, and it just there wasn't enough time to get it all figured out.
Now there is a rumor going around, and I was curious as to what your thoughts were, because Juice is kind of a sports guy. Deion Primetime Sanders. A lot of people saying that Primetime might head to the NFL.
Well, he
thoughts on prime time.
He said, and he says this now.
But
he said that he doesn't think that he's built to coach in the NFL.
Well, because he tells people what to do. He acts like an asshole. You don't talk to grown men the way he talks to other people. You know what I'm saying?
It's kids, and it's just it's a different world. For him, I think he just sits there, wait for the Alabama job or something like that. And, you get one of those, they're handing out these lifetime contracts these days, and you do it that way. But what's going to happen is, 4 or 5 years, somebody's just going to make you the offer that you can't refuse, and there's nothing you can do about it.
In the NFL. Do you think that they would? Because, again, I imagine him to be like a Nick Saban or don't smile yet, because, again, he had an interesting weekend, and we're going to get to that. So I will tell you, coming up, all right, OJ had an interesting weekend. I wanted to end with that. I will say this, Deion Sanders, I don't think can coach at the next level. To me, he's a Chip Kelly at best.
Yeah, there's been few and far in between that have come from college football that made it. I mean, you could think about Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll, obviously, who's doing a good job in Seattle. But there's been other guys who've just totally. Saban went to the NFL and bombed
twice,
right? Steve Spurrier went to the Redskins. Remember, he bombed back then.
Chip Kelly,
Chip Kelly fell flat on his face.
I'm trying to. I'm just trying to think of college coaches. Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, it's just hard. I mean, Jim Harbaugh did a decent job with No, he's all right with the 49ers. He got him to the Super Bowl.
Well, I'll tell you what. Before we end with O.J. Simpson's thoughts. One more time, a shout out to our good friend INF, INF, and Upstate Pro Wrestling. All cages, Jeff, and you're injured. You took a tumble. You can't crawl and or climb up them cages.
Yeah, no. No. Climbing the cage is not something that's in my current peripheral.
Okay, you know what? If Deion coaches the Cowboys, that'd be fine. They are a losing organization of fat loser scumbags.
He might help him out. Who knows?
I just hate the Cowboys. I hope he coaches them, and I hope they lose. But coming up, we're going to wrap up with OJ's thoughts. I believe the quote is, and I just want to make sure I have it right, an unusual, interesting weekend for OJ Simpson, and he's got some thoughts about it. Okay?
You'll see our wrestling event this past October 13th at Brawl at the Mall 5. Well, the story continues Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Marketplace Mall. Upstate Pro Wrestling presents Locked Up, where every match will be held inside of a steel cage, where some feuds have to come to an end while others are just beginning. UPW Locked Up Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Flower City Wrestling Academy, Marketplace Mall. Entrance $7, $20 general admission seats, $25 front row, $30 balcony seats. Come experience hand-to-hand and feet-to-body combat that'll leave you wanting more. Tickets available at UpstateProWrestling.com. UPW Locked Up. We are Upstate. UpstateProWrestling.com.
$20 tickets, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right, 30 for the balcony, which you should do, and of course 25 for front row. A lot of kids getting in the front row; they enjoy it up there.
Yeah, it's look. Front row is where it's at. You always dream as a wrestling fan that you always want to sit front row.
Unless, of course, you're a Rochesterian from Penfield and you paid $1,500 to see Adam Sandler, then you're an asshole.
Yep.
All right, we talked about that. We've talked about Deion. Oh, real quick. How do you feel about pornography accountability?
Watch whatever porn you want.
All right, so I believe that we have a Speaker of the House by the name of Mike Johnson.
New Speaker.
New Speaker. He's a Republican from the great state of Louisiana. And, he said that, listen, he was asked, I don't know why anyone gave a fuck, but they asked. They said that he has installed some pornography monitoring software on his devices belonging to his teenage son, saying that he has porno accountability. And
that's no fun. That's when we're doing it the most.
Yeah.
That's when you're trying to watch it the most. Yeah. That's when you wait for that free time where mom and dad decide they want to take the trip to Home Depot on a Saturday.
It's the quick meet and beat. Yes. You got like 20 minutes.
Right, man. He's gonna grow up to resent him.
And this is what I said. So, yes, congratulations. And, Jeff and I are not a political show. So I don't care who's the Speaker of the House, Republican, Democrat. I could give a shit. But what I do care about politically is your stance on pornography. And if you believe that pornography surveillance is something that you need to do, you are a bad father.
You are a horrible father.
You're a fucked up dad. Are you telling me that this Jamoke over here didn't look at pornography?
He's the one watching it the most, and that's what's happening.
Okay, let me tell you. Looking at this man, because, again, we don't know anything about him or his politics. How many times a day do you think he beats off?
Twice.
I agree with you there. And he says that, him and his son hold each other accountable for pornography. My accountability partner right now is Jack. That is no lie. His son's named Jack. If anything objectionable comes up, your accountability partner gets immediate notice. So his son gets a notice if he tries to beat off. And if his son tries to beat off, his dad gets a text. What kind of bullshit ass parenting tool is
My
that?
question is, what happens if it goes off and Dad jacks? That's a weird scenario.
Do you call your? What do
you say? You call Dad out on beating?
Listen, he said, "I'm proud to tell you, my son, as of now, is a clean slate." Liar. Yeah. The new Speaker of the House says
he found another way.
It's really sensitive. It'll pick up almost anything. Looks for keywords, search terms, images. It will send the accountability partner a blurred picture of the image on the screen that we're looking at. So the new Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, some dude from Louisiana, is getting blurred pornography pictures sent to his phone of his son, but he sends them to his son.
Okay. And then when your son's out getting it on, you ain't watching him then, so he'll find a way out to do things.
I believe this is the audio of him saying that he has eyes on his son with Promise Keepers. Let me just see.
With Covenant Eyes within your home.
Oh, here we go.
And so
this is the
why is
Speaker of the
that such
House.
an effective tool? Why do parents need to put this into their home?
Here we go.
That's great question.
Loves porno
we
accountability.
probably could have called this more appropriately a war on the darkness of technology, because there are some good things with technology.
Let's
of course,
move to the porn here. Hold on.
Some really dark things. So Covenant Eyes is the
keep
software.
going.
What it is accountability software. So
there we go.
Men in a church, men's Bible study groups will do it. That's how it's presented at Promise Keepers.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
He's a holy roller.
You're talking church, but you're getting blurred images of porn sent to your phone from your son. And you, by the way, who beats in your office, has your
That's
your
where
son.
He does it, too.
It's silly where he does it. So he goes in the chamber and his son gets his... I think you're a fucked up dad. I think this is awful. I don't care about
It's part of the system, the parenting system. You let them beat. Everybody knows.
You let
your
them
parents
beat?
knew you beat. My parents knew.
You know what?
Everybody's parents knew.
I wish we had a radio show because I will say this. The best lotions at the time available, very different. Unfortunately, there was a lot of scented lotions. Time they kind of burned.
Wasn't it like the Bath and Body Works crab?
That was it. But I found
cucumber melon.
I found Victoria's Secret's pink rose lotion was the least
like abrasive. Okay.
It was the best beat possible. So as we wrap this puppy up, Jeff, O.J. Simpson, and we appreciate it. O.J. Simpson said that he had an unusual, interesting weekend.
All right, I'd like to hear what this is. I don't know what he really does to make it unusual and interesting, but I'm excited to hear.
Well, one more time, and again, OJ Audio coming up next, Upstate Pro Wrestling. They only have a few tickets left, and that's because, they're friends with the Rizzo and Jeff show. $20 to get in the door, $30 to sit on the balcony, which is where Jeff prefers to sit, or $25, right, for front row. Here's our friend Imph, okay?
You've seen a wrestling event this past October 13th that brawl at the Mall 5. Well, the story continues Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Marketplace Mall. Upstate Pro Wrestling presents Locked Up, where every match will be held inside of a steel cage, where some feuds have to come to an end while others are just beginning. UPW Locked Up Saturday, November 11th, 5 p.m. at Flower City Wrestling Academy, Marketplace Mall. Entrance 7, $20 general admission seats, $25 front row, $30 balcony seats. Come experience hand-to-hand and feet-to-body combat that'll leave you wanting more. Tickets available at UpstateProWrestling.com. UPW Locked Up. We are Upstate. UpstateProWrestling.com.
Is he a rapper? Sounds like a rapper.
Okay.
And yes, I do realize my sugar's getting high. We're ending the show. I'm playing some OJ audio. I'll take my insulin. So, OJ has had some thoughts.
I bet you in 30 seconds this becomes uninteresting his weekend.
30?
30 seconds.
Uninteresting.
Yeah, 30.
Because he opens it with "Hello, Twitter World."
So within a minute, you'll find out that he didn't have an interesting weekend.
And why is Hitler and Trump that? I don't even care. All right.
Hey, X-World, it's me, yours truly. Well, It's been some kind of a weekend. Started Saturday with the UFC game against Washington. It's kind of sad, I felt bad for Caleb Williams. The effort that he put out there. I don't care who was quarterback. And
He was crying on the side.
Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Johnny Unitas with the defense SC had out there. They weren't.
Johnny Unitas hasn't played in 50 fucking years. All right, OJ, hold
30
on.
more seconds.
30 more seconds. Let's see.
Give us something.
They're going to win the game, no matter how well they play. The good news is that USC defensive coach is gone. You know, I was talking to one of my closest friends,
Ron,
who played defense at SC a bunch of years ago, and I asked him what was the point of the notes that he had the guys wearing on their arms and on their waist. He said, well, they're supposed to look at it for each play to tell them what to do. I said, well, it seemed to me that would only breed hesitancy.
Now, again, no one's looking at him for his acumen. Is he got something that happened personally?
Also, he seemed to go with a smaller line.
Let's move.
That's not going to work in the Big Ten with everybody getting fired. Good news in this case is great news. You know, all the talk about the stealing of signs of Michigan. You know, put radios in the quarterback's helmet.
I'm skimming.
Down in distance is going to dictate what that offense. If you're sure they're going to run, you're on the defensive coaches.
Okay, we have less than a minute here.
My fantasy team, I was tied for first place.
Okay, OJ's.
I was 7-8 points ahead going into.
So OJ's got a fantasy team.
First up, we're in first place, OJ, so we don't need to be tied for it.
All right.
Except half of our team is on a bye this week, so we might take an L.
That's okay. Can we afford an L?
Oh yeah.
All right, so OJ's fantasy team, fucking finally. Okay.
The last night, unfortunately, they had San Diego's defense, the guy that I was playing against. I had
tough weekend.
I had Garrett Wilson, which I was kind of happy about, but
were you?
that Jet offensive line, great defense, but that offensive line is.
Yeah.
Even though I thought once in a while, Zach Wilson, if he would have stepped up in the pocket, he may have avoided a sack, certainly would have avoided one fumble. But at the protection that those guys give him, it's hard for me to think even Aaron Rodgers would do much better.
Yeah, I bet you
we know what they're going to have to focus on this offseason. They got a great defense, but if you're going to put a 40-year-old, 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers back there, you better give that man better protection. I'm just saying. All right, hope you did well.
Okay, wait, what in the war? I thought his video.
That weekend sucked, OJ.
That was an awful weekend. That was an awful O.J. Simpson week. I thought we fucking had something.
I think tomorrow we need to go through some O.J. stuff, and we'll go through it. Some of the videos here tomorrow, and we'll kind of critique each one and where we think that he went awry tomorrow on the show.
All right, you know what? I like that idea because I already see a video where he's sitting at a bar.
Right.
So you know what? That's what we're going to do on the show tomorrow, critiquing O.J. Simpson. Is that good?
That's good.
Right, he's rambling. All right, well, again, thank you to our friends at Upstate Pro Wrestling. O.J. Simpson deep dive into his audio tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
All right, it's going to be fun. Peace out, Girl Scouts.